From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to, another conversation with Trent and Shan tonight. Shannon's back, folks. Let's bring her in. I got my Lysol on hand, so let's bring her in and introduce this lovely lady back to the show here. What's going on?
Well, good evening and happy Sunday, but what did the Lysol have to do with anything?
Hey, I've been telling everybody in your absence that you had a bug.
Oh, Lord. Ain't nobody trying to infect you.
Hey, you know, my condition, I got to make sure that, I keep everything sanitized around me.
I got it. Hey, Donna, welcome. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
What's going on, Pooh Face?
That's my job, is to read the comments tonight, so okay.
There you go. Knock it off. Hey, listen, Coach D had an emergency session tonight, so it's just a conversation with Trent and Shan. How it all started. Don't you feel good about it?
Yeah, over the moon.
Over the moon, huh?
Yeah, I'm over the moon about it. I'm trying to get into this thing so I can
look at that. Can you see the banner? Look at the banner. Huh? Conversation with Trent and Shan.
Wow, I have my name is in the neon green there. Hey, Gentle Giant, welcome. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Speaking of Gentle Giant, man, good stuff there. Good stuff.
Are you on probation tonight? What's going on? You get early parole or release? What's going on?
Let's get the business out the way real quick. Speaking of Gentle Giant, actually, Torrance, myself, and Alvin relaunched Al Sal's dipping sauce. You know, Al Sal's was a real famous thing here in New Orleans when I had the bar and grill, the daiquiri shop, and became so well known that people were asking about it. You know, when we closed the bar down, what have you, they were looking for Al. So, got a call from the guys over at Brandon Savage over at 1525 Lounge, an upscale lounge, and he requested Al Sal's dipping sauce for his grand opening. So I'm proud to announce that Al Sal is back with his dipping sauce, and actually the sauce will be in stores over in Illinois. October 26th will be the launch date for that. So it's in stores in Illinois first. So go figure. Hey, I'll be in Illinois.
Oh, the state. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Al Sal, world famous Al Sal. So he's gonna be he's actually being bottled and getting geared up for that launch over in Illinois at the thrift store, the family thrift store over in Illinois. So they're waiting and it's gonna be stocked. Yeah, good stuff there. And we had to finish off this dream. It's very special. I'm gonna take just a few moments to speak on it. Okay. But it was as you know, my brother Greg passed 3 years ago, and it was his dream. We were actually getting ready to start the Four Horsemen Catering Company, and Torrance and I got together along with Al to relaunch the Al Sal brand. We thought it would be fitting to do it under the Four Horsemen Catering brand, so we did it in honor of Greg because that's what he wanted. That's what we were actually working on. So we got it going, and our first customers was Mr. Savage over at the 1525 to purchase the products. So,
okay.
Good stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
Well, good. Congratulations, Gentle Giant. So is this like, how do you purchase it? Like, will you be shipping it out to people who want to purchase it?
We're gonna be shipping. Actually, the website is being built now, so it'll be Al Sal Famous Wings, and we'll be able to ship the frozen wings along with the dipping sauce, so they could have.
Oh wait, it's not just sauce you're shipping. You're shipping actual wings.
Yeah, they got to get it because only Al know how to fry those wings up to go with that sauce. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And actually, everything's powered by
some wings in Gentle Giant.
Yeah, I think you had his ribs and all that good stuff.
Oh my God, yeah, his ribs. Yeah, they are amazing.
Yeah. So everything is powered by, of course, Black Lightning Trucking and Taylor Kennedy Media, and we formed the Forest Catering Company, reformed it with Greg and what have you. So that's what Greg wanted. That's what Greg's gonna get in the end. So good stuff.
Yeah. Well, good evening, Mark. Welcome. Joker Dog, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in.
What up, Joker Dog? What up, Slash? Go ahead. So tonight's conversation, man. How many frogs are you willing to kiss, right? So Tammy had a mouthful to say and brought to the gumbo pot. So I had a conversation with her on yesterday. We spoke at length, and a couple other friends, and Ursula actually, she's gonna be tuning in for a second as well. She had some interesting thing to say. I think she wants to chime in, so we'll see. I think you'll get a kick out of that because she's always throwing me under the bus.
Wait, who's always throwing you under the bus?
Ursula.
I don't ever remember Ursula throwing you under the bus.
Didn't she say about the flea girls or whatever that was?
That's not throwing you under the bus. Like, how is that throwing you under the bus?
There you go. How many frogs are you willing to kiss, Shannon?
I guess, God, I mean, as many as it takes should not be the answer, should not be the response here, because it's not
exactly because you're getting ready to run into that running bus with me. Go ahead.
Every frog that comes along doesn't get kissed. Let's just say
absolutely. There you go. Good stuff. What Tammy says, that's my good friend Tammy Gate out of Memphis. She says that tongue kiss yourselves first. Once that's done, kiss as many frogs until you get to daddy frog.
Tongue kiss yourself first? How do you do that?
Meaning you got to find yourself. You won't have to go through all those different frogs if you're kissing yourself and loving on yourself.
I thought you were being literal. I'm like, how do you tongue kiss yourself? Like, what kind of 21st century sex stuff is she doing?
So as I was surveying these ladies, man, I had a couple of them ask me, how many have you kissed? I was like, I don't do interviews. I'm sorry.
According to you, you had a batting average of 600, so we already know how many you've kissed. Just reminding you. Hey, Martine, welcome. Hey, Ursula. We were just talking about you, Ursula. Welcome, Wendy. Hey, Tammy.
What's up, Tam?
Hey, Tammy said there are over 5,000 frogs. What does that mean? 5,000 frogs?
Tammy should jump on. She already know how to get in here, so she need to jump in and explain yourself, young lady.
You have an open invite to jump in tonight if you want to elaborate on the 5,000 frogs.
To me, I really don't believe the whole, the frog and the kissing frogs from male or female, man. If just like she said before in our conversation, tongue kissing yourself first is the greatest thing you could ever do. And then you won't have to worry about kissing a toxic frog. Yeah, you just won't have to worry about that. Now, I've kissed some frogs in my day, but once I was on the other side of it, I'm good. So I'm not interested in kissing any frogs.
I have a question though. I mean, it's pertaining to frogs, but like anybody who knows me knows that I hate frogs, like with a passion. I hate frogs. They're just gross to me. But do they really give you warts?
I believe so.
Ew. Okay.
I believe so.
Another reason not to kiss them. Okay.
Tie that into coaching. So you go to ground kissing these toxic frogs, you got bumps on your lips and everything.
Ew.
Hey.
Oh, Martine says I couldn't give a clear or precise response because, like Shan said, every frog won't get a kiss from me. Yeah. And why they gotta be frogs, first of all? Why do they have to start off as frogs? Like, to me, frogs are ugly and gross. So why do they have to start off ugly and gross already?
Because first of all, I don't believe in frogs turning into princes. When you're toxic, period. If you haven't did the work on yourself, you're transferring the energy to her, you're just a dud. So I don't believe he's going to turn into a prince unless he do the work on himself.
Yes, I would concur with that. Donna says she doesn't kiss. Yeah.
Yeah, Geminis don't kiss. I was saying same thing, Pooh Face. When somebody asks me, I don't do any kissing. Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a Gemini thing? Because I don't do that either, Donna.
Like, I don't.
Well, I get until I'm like into you, ain't no tongue action going. You can peck.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Quite interesting.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. I remember kissing a girl from Southern California.
Different level.
I remember kissing a girl from Southern California once.
Frogs do. once. Was the one that what happened to the? Was that the one that? What was the one you were telling us about that? From last was not. It wasn't last. It was. It must have been 2 shows ago because I haven't been on the past 2 shows, right?
About 2 shows, 2, 3 shows.
Yeah, I can't remember. We were talking about somebody where you said you
talking
mentioned.
about.
Go ahead.
You talking about the lawyer? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what she did. Oh, this is juicy. You didn't give us those details. She's a lawyer.
Yeah, she's a lawyer.
Was she a lawyer back in the day?
Yes, actually, she went through law school. We dated when she was going to law school, and once she went into practice, we still did our thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Ursula said frogs do give you warts. Yeah, exactly. Another reason not to kiss
Absolutely.
Martine says she says I can tell if a guy is deserving of any of my goodies. If I don't want to kiss him, I certainly don't want much else from him. Absolutely, very true.
So my question to you and to the viewers: do you guys believe that a frog can turn into a prince?
Ooh. Okay, I was trying to read Mark's comment. Do I believe that a frog can turn into a prince?
Yeah.
With the proper work, yes. With that initial work coming from being self work, and not all of it coming from being something that I have to do or that I would have to be pushing for.
Right. I believe that
initiated.
I believe that it depends on where you find that frog in life. But
true. That is very true.
Where you find that frog in life, but in most cases, absolutely not. After the kiss, he's still toxic.
Hold on. Mark gave his medical diagnosis. He says contact with frogs don't give warts. That comes from HPV, which is from human contact. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. They still gross to me. I don't want to deal with them.
Okay, Dr. Slash.
I know he a minister, a pastor in seminary school. Then he's a lawyer at times. Then he's
Tammy has a good one here.
Now he's a doctor tonight. All right.
What's Tammy saying?
There are over 5,000 species of frogs for the sake of the title. You have to know what kind of frog you are in order to know what kind of frog you're looking for. But if you're kissing a frog, what or who is the frog kissing? Ooh, now Tammy, you really need to come on now. Because now
I told her she's playing.
She should just come on. Joker Dog said everyone can change. That is very true. But I do believe that that also has a lot with what you just said, where that frog is in life.
Absolutely.
As to when or as to if they can change. A lot of times, the further along in life, it's a lot harder versus being able to be a bit more moldable earlier on. So,
but the question would be, if you're out here kissing frogs, you should be willing to actually do the work with the frog as well. So if you're kissing frogs, you might as well stick around and do the work with them.
I don't know if I totally agree with that. I have to marinate on that one. Hold on, we've got some comments, and I'm sticking to the comments because the last shows y'all weren't reading the comments.
Dig, jab.
I'm just saying. So Martine said, usually I just kick back and wait until we're seemingly on the same page at the same time. If the union should shift downwards, I'll decide to end it if so. And she says she doesn't consider herself a frog. Joker Dog said kissing friends could also be a better option. Huh? Oh, you might have to explain that one to us, Joker Dog.
I like Martine that one, Joker Dog.
Yes, that was my question too, Martine. She said, where did that phrase actually come from? Kissing a frog. Anybody know?
Kissing a frog over in the UK.
Really?
And actually,
do you have some history on it?
Yeah, I got some history on it. 1 second. Let me pull it up here.
All right, I'm going to go back and finish. Mark said you have to kiss a lot of frogs and toads before you meet your handsome prince, from fairy tale motif to modern proverb, which is Disney princess beliefs. Yeah, But
and then actually, the author from 50 Shades of Grey, she talked about the frog as well, but it's an English thing. It's over in the UK, and technically, honestly, women get a bad rap for it. But on the men's side, often better half until they found the better one. That's what it was. The better one, 25%. So the percentage is actually higher with men And I think for the women, I think it's like maybe 21%,
Higher
22%.
with what? Higher for what?
Actually finding that one. Going through, you have to go through so many frogs to get to that one.
So you're saying men have to go through more than women, statistically speaking?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Martine.
that's actually a survey and a research from the Mirror over in the UK.
Okay. Martine says she's not into fixer uppers. I don't. Yeah, not at this. You know what, Martine? Not at this stage of the game. Not at this stage of life. I agree with you on that one.
But I agree with that as far as the fixer uppers. But what if you being the fixer upper being broken as well?
What
Have a
about
little
that?
grace. Give a little grace.
I mean, it's a bit. I mean, yes, but it all depends on how much. Like, so, there's just going to be certain things. Like, you gotta have a job. You need to have a place to
Of
live.
course.
You need to have like how what it's kind of like what are the basics that we get into when it comes to fixer upper. Now, everybody's gonna have a bit of trauma with them. We're not talking about toxic. We're talking about trauma that maybe they and hopefully they recognize it enough, or maybe they
Right.
recognize that there's some things that they need to work on with themselves, so that we don't have to go through all of that trying to figure out, okay, down the road, oh, you're doing this because you haven't addressed this and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
But someone who's in that self, for me, that self-awareness phase or stage where you're open to really wanting to better yourself, um, to me, that's probably the extent of the fixer upper that I want to be in. I don't
Right.
want
But
someone who's blind and thinks that they sugar honey iced tea don't stink and that they're perfect and don't need to change or work on anything about them.
exactly. I love the way Tammy actually placed that in word that in our within our conversation yesterday. She says, "Tongue kiss yourself." I was like, "What do you mean?" Say, "Tongue kiss yourself first. Then you won't have to go through so many frogs because that discernment is going to kick in. Like, oh, that's the wrong frog for me. I'll pass."
Right. So it's kind of like I equate that to basically love yourself first. Because when you love yourself, or when
Exactly.
you truly love yourself, you're going to want and give the best to yourself. And then I think you
Exactly.
start actually attracting more of what you are and not what you want. Because we can say we want certain things that we're not. And that's not fair.
Exactly. I truly don't believe that you have to go on 1,000 dates to get to the real one.
Mm-mm.
You really don't. You
No.
really don't. Sometimes a man can show up and he is the one. He is Mr. Right. He is Mr. Right. But then you got the Mr. Do Right. And
Ooh.
some of
Tell
y'all,
me, so what's the delineation between each of those?
Mr. Do Right is the one that's gonna come in, honor and respect you and love you the way you're supposed to be loved. But you have to be willing to accept that. You have to be in a great place and know exactly the difference the two. Mr. Right and Mr. Do Right, that's totally different.
Interesting. Okay.
Mr. Do Right don't have to dig into his ass pocket. Mr. Do Right just gonna do right by you.
All right,
Totally
Martine.
different.
It's we have to look for the do rights, or we have to be open to the do rights, Martine. Remember that.
Exactly. Exactly. Think about it. Like, cause in most situations, I'll use myself for an example, right? I am a totally rehabilitated, bona fide player. But for the right one, I will be Mr. Do Right. For the right one, a man knows. A man knows. He knows when she's the one. He's gonna start making plans. He's gonna start putting things in place. He's gonna start building without her knowledge, with her knowledge. He'll speak to her and tell her exactly what's on his mind, where he's coming from, and where he's going. That's a Mr. Do Right. There's a difference.
All right. Let's see. Hold on. I'm
Oh
trying to
my
get.
God, is Shannon speechless tonight? I mean, you still
No,
coughing
I'm
and
reading.
going
I'm
tonight?
doing what you failed to do. Read comments. So I'm trying to read them. Martine says there are some bags, but I don't want an entire landfill to sift through. Exactly. And Joker Dog said, "Oh, so this is the follow up to his other comment. So friends are sometimes the closest and most loving and loyal people in our lives. I have a close, loving, and attractive friend, and we dig each. Oh, hold on, it moved up. Sorry. Pause 1 moment. And we dig each other. He says, "Oh, if I have a close and loving and attractive friend, and we dig each other, then I would leap in that direction instead." True,
Okay, good stuff.
that could happen. Mark said kissing leads to other things, so some are now trying to clean up their past records, whether within dating and relationships. I don't drink or smoke behind others, so miss me with the frog kisses. Okay.
Okay. Tammy says,
Yeah, I don't do the drinking and smoking behind others either. Do you smoke, Mark, though? So if you don't smoke behind others, do
"Nah,
you?
Mark's not a. He's so
Oh, I'm
not a
about to
smoker.
say, ew.
He's so
Are
not a
people
smoker.
really still smoking in 2022 like that? Who
He's
can
so not a
afford, like,
smoker."
how, first of all, that is too expensive of a habit. That's like, yeah, no.
What does Tammy say? Then we'll get to proof
Tommy
face.
says, I believe you will turn down 1,000 dates when you know what kind of frog you are. I hate the frog.
Woo!
Yeah, I believe that. I probably do more turning down than anything at this point in my life, Tammy. It's not about the quantity, it's always the quality.
Absolutely.
And then Donna says, some Mr. Do Right come in and do right, get you there and change. Ooh. So you're
Mm.
saying, so Donna, are you saying that there are some Mr. Do Rights that come in and they come in, do the right things, get you to a certain place, and then they change? And if so, what's causing them to change? Oh, wait a minute, Donna. Does that mean is Donna a smoker?
That would be a correct.
Ah, Donna.
I talk to her about that all the time.
Sis, come on.
So hopefully she answers that question. What was that question?
She did. I think when I read back over it, I think that's what she meant, that there are Mr. Do Right who actually come in and do right. They get to a certain point or get you to a certain point and then they change. And so I'm wondering and I agree they start off one day, but then I'm like wondering, is that still the representative stage?
Yeah, but sometimes when we
Or
change, it be from lack of communication. So maybe he didn't verbalize, something that was going on in a relationship that he didn't speak on and what have you, whatnot. So that goes back to the whole communication thing. I'm not making any excuses, but maybe he changed because he didn't have the ability to communicate to you, to communicate with you and tell you what his wants and needs were.
so there could be several different contributing factors that could cause
Absolutely.
him to change.
Absolutely.
He could still be Mr. Do Right, but there could be some things going on in the relationship that causes him to change.
So, but yeah, and there's always a line at the end of that thing when I throw that rope out there, when I throw that line out there. Now, Mr. Do Right is Mr. Do Right.
Okay.
Now, maybe she's not ready for Mr. Do Right.
Maybe she's not Mrs. Right.
There you
Right.
go. There you go. There you go. Like I said, when I opened it up with that, sometimes they don't even recognize Mr. Do Right because they're
That's
still
true.
dealing. Their minds are still clogged by Mr. Right.
Hmm. Martine says none of her guy there. She says none of my guy friends are guys that I've fantasized about as far as dating or being with them. I've had a lot of guys, guys that have been friends platonically, but none of them have ever been ones that I had any secret crushes on or anything like that.
That's
So
something.
I'm with you on that one, Martine. Mark said Queen Aretha also talking about do right woman. Yes, get Mark.
Hey, that's true. Though. Well, actually,
It
not
is, but
technically.
we're set. Okay, hold up. We'll talk about that after the break. Thank you for bringing that up, Mark. We'll talk about a do right woman. Maybe that should actually be a whole show topic. The do right woman,
We could
Mr. Do
definitely
Right, and the do right woman. We should talk about that. Thank you, Mark,
we
for
could
that
talk.
idea. Donna said no excuses, Trent. True, have to be open. What you have to elaborate on that for me, Donna. I'm not sure what we were
I
referring
know where
to.
she's going with, but if
Oh
she wants
well,
to share, if she
she
wants
put
to
it out
share, I'll
there.
be
So
willing
go
to.
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
mean, no, she's not talking about me. She's talking about conversations that I've been walking her through in
Oh.
previous past relationships.
Oh.
So,
Well, y'all need to stop with this little secret back and forth talking if y'all not going to talk about the whole thing with us here, because now we all want to know what's going on and what this thing is.
but
And now,
it's not going on anymore. So,
well, what was
Mister,
going on? We want to know we have no context for what the comment is referring to.
well, Mister, she thought was do right was Mister Do wrong. So
Oh, okay.
he's gone. He's gone. He's definitely gone.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Martine says we're too deep into our she's like we're too deep into our adulthood to be fronting. Absolutely. And Mark, you got somebody that agrees with you. Donna agrees with you tonight.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm assuming she's agreeing with being a do-right woman. And we're not talking, and I agree with that too. I'm not saying you just one of these I don't want to say marriage, because everybody's goal isn't marriage, but non-lifetime commitment, whatever that looks like to you, type of female.
I told you last year what it looks like to me. I'll date you for a lifetime. I don't have to marry you, but I date you for a lifetime.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you got to have somebody that wants to be dated for a lifetime. Martine says, she says, I've not ever been sitting and waiting in the wings for a dude, watching him date, marry, divorce, and hoping he should. Yeah, no. That, what did Coach D call that? The pick me?
The pick me, yeah. It's a pick me stage.
The pick me part. And Mark said balance. Both yin and yang. Has anyone kissed a friend? Did you consider that guy a frog? Especially being WGW. What is that? What is WGW in the club?
I have no idea.
What is that, Mark? You got us on that one. Martine says she's patient. There will be no frog kissing, sniffing, sitting next to, going anywhere with.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That sounds like a do-right woman to me. That sounds like a do-right woman to me.
Do you want to get married, or can you date for a lifetime? I'm just saying.
Martine's she's just my favorite Detroiter. That's it. Knock it off.
He said, Mark's question was, did you ever kiss a friend? No. I've never kissed any of my male friends. No. And I think really the reason I don't kiss a lot of people is because when it comes, kissing is a very intimate act.
Oh my God. You heard what he said?
What? Oh.
Go ahead and read that for the viewers.
He said, thank you, Donna. # white girl wasted. Wow. You know what? And to all of our please understand the comments and views of the people in the audience and our viewers is not necessarily that of Trent nor Shan, just in case. Anyway,
good stuff.
So Martine said you're into career dating, Trent. My gosh, that's what he said.
No, actually, I don't call them dates. See, we got that. Not Martine. How long have you been following conversation? For years. Knock it off, Martine. Every time Shannon comes along, you change sides on me now, baby. What's going on? What's going on? I'm just asking. But no, I'm not into career dating, but I just want the right one. That's it. And I'm not dating. I don't date. I don't date at all. Shannon, as long as you've known me, how many times I've gone out on a date?
I don't know.
Exactly.
What you've ever told me, I don't know.
Most of the time I'm speaking with you, so you know exactly. You know my movement.
Well, I mean, you're boring. You sit in the house with Kobe all the time. Well, you went on a date. Didn't you go on a date when your last month? You went. Was it last month? Wait, when was your daughter there?
You're funny. That's my birthday. There goes Shannon bringing up old stuff. But go ahead.
Martin says you said you're into dating for a long time. So I think not multiple people, meaning he doesn't feel that he has to get married.
No, not at all. No, I don't.
He can have a lifetime commitment without marriage.
Exactly. I'm not a serial dater at all. But what I mean by date you for a lifetime, I mean I'll be committed to you.
Martine, that's my title. You have to go back to last year's show when I first came on.
Exactly.
Serial date. That's what they
tried.
She's
a serious serial date.
That's what they tried to label me as.
With a dating pool full of feces.
Hey, it is what it is.
Tammy says.
She says, I think most people are representing in some way in the beginning. Sometimes a person has to change or respond differently because the representative changes his or her actions or game. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking in regards to Donna's comment when she says they change. And I was just wondering, was it still that they played the representative part well? I don't know.
Shout out to Tammy Gator for actually coaching in the comment section. I really appreciate you, Miss Gator. Thank you so much.
All right. So Mark said you asked for the definition, not my opinion, just the facts. Like R. Kelly, not Robert. My ride or die is a homie lover friend. # just friends. Plus, believe in common law marriage.
Right, right, right.
So wait, Martine says, so you just decide that y'all go together after how long, Trent?
You get keys to the house, bank account codes, and everything else. That's how committed I am.
All right, Martine. You're up next, honey. You got your answer. You up next. All right, it's 31 after the hour. I think now is a good time to break.
That Shannon came back with all her BS. I already knew she was coming with it. So
look, Martine says, is there still common law marriage? Girl, I have no idea because I ain't common law marrying nobody. You better throw a ring on here and we better sign a contract so that if you croak, I get mine. And there we go. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Let me make a note. Let me make a note of this while you're saying that again.
I am just playing. I am just playing. But yeah, I don't know if there's common law marriage. I mean, that's not something I would do. But
so we'll take a quick break and we'll get back to.
You have to answer Donna when we come back. She says, Trent, you don't date ? All right, so he will answer that when we come back after the break.
Knock it off, Pooh Face. We'll be right back, folks.
Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Trent. We will be right back with more conversation after these commercial breaks.
After divorce and after the passing, untimely passing of my father. So that's how I became a writer. And, here I am.
Check out the creative work of the author Trent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Trent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, Life's Little Addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Trent, Volume 1 and 2, and Conversations with Trent, Limited Edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
Welcome back to Conversations with Trent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're online and want to be a part of tonight's topic, you can do that by dialing 347-324-5327. Press the number 1 to get into the queue so that your voice can be added to tonight's conversation. Now, let's get back to the show.
See, lovely Shannon, one of the actual sponsors for the podcast as well, along with Black Lightning Trucking. Shannon with tabsediblecreation.com with all your infused cakes and cookies, overload cookies. And of course, Al Sal's dipping sauce. I'm proud of that, very proud of that. We're doing Greg Proudhole.
I can't believe you guys are like you're shipping like the wings and the sauce together.
Absolutely.
So they're going to be cooked. So you would just like kind of throw them in like the
They'll
air
be cooked.
situation.
They just throw it. They throw it in the oven, and we prefer it to go in the oven or the air fryer. Then add the dipping sauce after.
Oh, what was that last one you mentioned? Add it to the oven or what?
Or the air fryer.
Oh, the air fryer. You like the air fryer now, huh?
I love the air fryer. Somebody told me about it. I fought it for about a year. So, yeah.
Changed your whole life, didn't it?
And then some.
Yep. Anyway.
All that.
So when are they actually going to be available to like order and ship?
Actually around lunchtime when we go to over to Illinois. They're going to be in the stores over in Illinois at the family thrift store, and that's when we'll announce and we're taking orders. I don't want to get him overwhelmed because he's not going to have much help, getting boxing that stuff up. So
I'm excited for you, Gentle Giant. If you're still on here, I don't know if he's still on since I haven't seen him comment in a moment, but I'm excited to try them. I definitely want.
Oh yeah, and that's powered by the Four Horsemen Catering. So that was Greg's dream, and
that is nice. That's a very nice way to pay homage and tribute to your brother.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Let's get to Pooh Face and her mess.
Yeah, so she's questioned and asked if you don't date.
Nah, she know I don't date.
Oh, she's just being funny. Okay. All right. So Mark said, so do the ladies that are viewing believe in kissing frogs? How many times do you kiss said frog or toad believing he'll turn into a prince? Do you give your kiss count on your eventual prince? What do you mean? Do you give your kiss count on your eventual prince? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
How many times you willing to kiss? Like,
I don't know. I can't. There isn't a set number. I mean, it's kind of like how many times are you willing to go back out there and give love a chance with somebody or to open yourself up to somebody?
That's a lot of souls to be incarnate, man.
But I mean, why does everybody have to be kissed, though? I mean, you have to. Everybody is not necessarily worthy of being kissed.
Right.
So
I wouldn't think of it as a kiss like that. I think of more of an entertaining. I'm the way I'm thinking more of an entertaining. How many souls are you going to entertain before you get to the right soul?
I mean, I don't know that. Who knows what that number is? I don't know. I mean, according, and I'm not really trying to be funny, but let's take how you said your batting average or Romelo's batting average, whoever
you're talking about. Can you imagine
like that? But I'm saying
I'm not taking the wrong way.
You gave a number of 600. So I mean, how can you?
In baseball terms, folks.
I mean, I get that, but I'm just saying, how can you put a number on it? It's kind of like how many times are you just going to get to a point where you just say, forget it, I'm done, and then that's it? Like, I don't think that there's a certain number that you could say, okay, after 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, I'm done. I don't know what that.
Well, let's clear this up, because this came up on the tail end of the show before you went out with the bug. Let's clear this up real quick. When Ursula called them fleas that I was dating, and I clarified that, I was like, a man's mindset is not like that. He don't even think like that. If it's a hookup, it's a hookup. If it's a hookup, it's a hookup. It's not a date. It's not a date. Okay. So that's different. Like, men and women date totally different.
True.
Totally different. For me, back in the days, it was a hookup. It was always a hookup. It was never a date. Sometime an overnight, sometime a week. And if I really was feeling it, she'd travel with me.
What the hell? We got to do a show on that. You got to. What the hell was you telling these women that they was just like, oh yeah, like what the hell?
I was just having a smart glass of conversation. That's
my God. Okay, all right.
Smart glass of conversation.
We need some IQ tests on some of these women. IQ and EQ test. All right. So ladies, I mean, I answered my portion of that I could for Mark. So if you want to share what your answer or response would be for Mark as far as how many times.
This is a great comment by Martine.
Kiss a frog or a toad believing he'll turn into a prince. And Like, I don't know if you have a number or what kind of response you have, but if you guys would care to, ladies would care to share, that would be great. Martine said, this guy recently told me that it's my choice to date or not to. No need to claim dateless. You have to elaborate on that, Martine.
Yeah, read the one that's on the screen. I like that.
Martine says, I don't want to exchange that much DNA in my lifetime. Okay, I like that one. Hey, Miss Kiso. She said, child, the worst be painful. I know, right?
What's up, Keys?
Martine told Mark, she says, I'm not into fairy tales. I'd like to be able to recognize him when we see each other. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we could, like, if there was just like this burst of like, boo, we all just knew, yes, the one that's going to do right, whatever.
That's a difference. Yes. What's Ursula talking about?
Kisses equals love, Miss Charlie. Okay. All right. Well, that's what I said. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obvious. I think hopefully making better decisions will lessen, or working on yourself so that
that's
you
exactly
can
what I opened the show with.
Decisions on choosing or selecting people will help minimize that number count.
I would say, man, folks need to be in a great space before they go to kissing frogs.
So Martine said, one of my sister friends feels that she has to kiss in order to see if there's magic between the two of them. That's silly to me. You mean like physically kiss? That's crazy. No.
What's Ursula say?
Ursula said men and women do date completely different. Yes, we should do a show on how men date and how women date.
You know, it's so funny when I would go to these parties over at Greg's, and Ursula would be the only one saying it, and no one, everybody thought it was funny. Like the other women that thought it was funny, and she knew exactly. Once I told her, I was like, "Hey, I'm not dating her. What are you talking about?" She got it. She totally got it. I'm like,
I mean, we all know that we do know that as women. I mean, we understand that, especially if you're, you have a female friend who's a really good platonic friend, or a guy friend who's a really good platonic friend. I mean, I've had guys, friends of mine that are, that are platonic, and they were dogs. And, I would never let any of my friends try to want to date them, because I knew how they were.
Right.
Mark said, once again, that baseball average, which is an actual number. Hey, I didn't put that out there. That's the number he put out there. Rewind the tape.
It's again, ladies and gentlemen, it's in baseball terms. And the only one that understood it then was Mark and I.
You know what?
Georgia girl and Shannon
didn't. That time,
yeah, she definitely was. She didn't understand it either.
It's not that we didn't understand it. It's what you said, sir. It's what you said.
Love you, Keisha.
Mark says, I don't agree that kisses equals love. I was asking Romello. Oh, that's what you're asking. Okay. Romello, my life on and off the stage, backstage. I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
He's talking about, the French doors. He's talking about the French doors again. That's all.
Okay. Can we just speak in like normal terms so everybody could understand what you're saying?
You gotta be nice to Mark, because Mr. 1026 himself was here for several nights, taking care of the studio and taking care of the equipment that you're getting. So you got to be nice to him.
Okay, so you see, you had to throw that in there because you knew my next point was going to be, first of all, I am nice. Second of all, even if I wasn't, him being over there to the wee hours of the morning ain't got to do with me. That's for you.
Well, I can't.
I'm glad you threw that little part in there about the
with my condition. I cannot do wires or anything like that. So he's just
whatever. Thank you. So Martine's going back to her friend. She says she's got a tongue kiss him. Oh God, cut tongue kiss.
What she say?
Something. So remember, she mentioned that a friend of hers says she has to kiss. She has to kiss in order to see if there's, I guess, chemistry or something between them.
Right.
And to see if there's something. And yeah, so she's confirming that she's got to tongue kiss, and I'm like, ew, no, wow. I'm not sharing survival like that with and you know what? You got to be even more careful now on the day of Corona.
Exactly. Look, Shannon's over there, and I got my Lysol sitting outside the table.
Good thing I got some Raid for all the fleas. Anyway,
Ursula
said they were petite and very gorgeous women, but you could see they had claws or pest instincts. The women Mr. Trent would hook up with. Okay, Ursula, you got to. We need to talk because I need to see some pictures. Because I question some stuff about him and his selection of folk.
I've always asked some bad ones. Now knock it off.
Okay.
Knock it off.
Okay. I'll let you.
So back to Tammy and this tongue kissing yourself.
Hold on. Thank you, Martine. She says we're not obligated. She says we're not obligated to be pleasant to anyone, Trent.
Okay, Martine.
And Mark says we both know what he says we both know that world and life. Entertainment bros, Miss Charlie. If you read the entire comment, it all makes sense. No, it doesn't. It makes sense to you. To you, sir.
But you know something, I have to say this. You guys give Mark a very hard time on the podcast. And Mark is one of the nicest guys I've ever encountered. I'm not just saying it because he's a good friend of mine. He's all, and actually Torrance and I was talking about him last week. Torrance and I were speaking about Mark last week. He's like, Mark never changed. He has never changed. He's still the same guy. He's a gentleman.
Is that a good or bad thing?
It's a good thing. Knock it off.
I'm just asking. I got to throw something in there and throw a little monkey wrench in there.
Mark also says.
He said, I already read Mark's comment. Thank
you.
I'm sorry. I can actually see the comments.
Okay.
Just in case.
I give you that kind of access to me?
Martine, hold on. Hold that comment. Martine, I just wanted to let you know. I just want to make sure we're doing okay with comments tonight because I know you were frustrated as I was that the comments were not being read, the viewers were not being acknowledged when I was.
There she go, Patty LaBelle. There she go.
Excuse me. What do you mean, Patty LaBelle?
I say Patty LaBelle.
Oh, Patty LaBelle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to make sure.
So you said you could see the comments. Did I give you access to me like that?
Access to what?
I gave you that much access to me?
To what?
To
as far as what?
And everything.
Absolutely. Both you and D. Both of y'all were struggling. I saw the show.
Okay. All right.
Both of y'all up here just struggling. I'm like, well, what?
I was like a deer in headlights.
Somebody has to be able to read the comments.
Well, I can't coach and read at the same time.
You weren't coaching. D was coaching.
I let her coach. Let's not get it twisted.
Somebody's okay. Gotcha, Mr. Ego. Okay.
I got a big ego. Somebody loves it.
Okay. Yes, exactly, Martine. Yes, she just said okay.
Okay.
Sometimes we just have to let y'all think y'all got it. Y'all know. It's okay. Carry on. Where were we heading to next, Coach?
We're talking about this tongue kissing that Tammy's talking about. I noticed y'all gently walking away from that.
Oh, wait. What part did we miss about Tammy?
Tongue kissing yourselves. No, I want to go back to that. The tongue kissing yourselves.
Yes, nobody's walked away from it. We've acknowledged, I acknowledge that you have to work on yourself. So it's about loving yourself first. Then you can make better decisions on who you're willing to kiss.
So for the viewers that's just walking in, I see you guys in there. Thank you guys. And actually, I'll take this time to welcome the Apple podcast viewers. The subscriptions are going up. Thank you so much. Shannon and I really appreciate that. As well as our faithful YouTubers.
Wait. Did you give me some credit for something?
Yeah, you're back. I missed you.
But I was talking about as far as the iTunes thing. Was that like credit for like the subscription is going up or something? Yeah, because all the time you tell me, I don't need you. So you just recognize you do need me on here. I do bring value.
I need you more than you think.
Come on, Willis. Okay. All right.
Don't start. You better stop me because I'm going there. Anyway.
So wait a minute. Mark says we're not obligated to be pleasant based upon what Martine blazed upon. I guess what Martine said. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got to get to that because it might be a little something tonight. He says, I was raised giving respect. Am I not a gentleman to all? You are a gentleman, Mark. We appreciate you so much.
Oh, hold on a second. Byron Benjamin says that Donna does this.
Oh, wait a minute. First of all, welcome.
We got a new viewer. Welcome, Byron. Welcome, brother.
Welcome, Byron. Second of all, Who is Byron, and how
I
does he
think,
know
honestly, I believe that's Pooh's new boo.
Donna, are you
so.
holding out on us?
I think that's Pooh's new boo. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Whoa. Okay,
She
you
definitely.
not just come up in here and start making comments like that and then just think you're going to just fade off to the background. Because I noticed Donna ain't been commenting in the thread in a minute. So what's really going on here?
I called her out a couple of weeks ago. So I know her so well. When I tell you that's my sister, I know her so well. I said, "What dude is this? What you talking about?" She called me Trini. What you talking about, Trini? Well, who is this? And when she starts to laugh, I know she got somebody in her life, and she's happy. That's good stuff. Keep up the good work, Mr. Benjamin. Good stuff, man.
Oh, hold on. We got some more stuff coming. So we got some old stuff coming back now. So Ursula said, Mr. Mark is very, very kind. He is extremely humble. Mark is also very handsome, and plenty of fish was on his trail once upon a time. I imagine they still are. We played tennis, and that's how I learned how humble he is.
Isn't that something?
Mark is also a faithful viewer. Well, what the? I'm done. I am done. Y'all are not going to come up in here and be doing all this on the sly stuff.
Hey, but listen. You see what they doing here tonight on Conversation with Trent? That Donna's Pooh's having dates, and Ursula's shooting a shot. Ain't that something? She trying to get out to tennis and do some tennis again.
Ursula? Wait a minute. Okay, you ain't been on here in like 2 hot minutes, and now you want to come back shooting your shot with Mark? Okay.
Isn't that something?
Lanya,
Rich McLean at the Pontiac. What up, Rich? Out the Yak.
You got Lanya Blanks. Thanks for joining us. She said hi.
Hey, Lanya, what's going on?
Richard is on. He said, what's up, Trent? So Mark says, Miss Charlie, I'm going to need that sick note. I also handle HR office duties for Mr. Epic Enterprises and feeling a modern woman vibes all of a sudden. What? Dude, leave me alone.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark, send it to the principal's office. I'm going to take care of it.
Whatever. Martine was talking in reference. Okay, thank you, Martine. So the whole thing about we're not obligated to be pleasant. She says, I won't be mean or nasty to a person whose personality isn't to my liking. I'll just zigzag around you. Gotcha.
Good stuff.
Oh, hey, Donna's like, OMG. Donna, are we in your business tonight? Are we stirring the Kool-Aid for you?
Exactly. Speaking of Lanya Banks, I'd be remiss if I didn't say Cubs Couch. It's an organization that's actually bringing me into St. Louis on next month on the 19th. I'll be speaking at her grand opening for Cub Scouts. It's an organization where they're Cubs Giving Hand. They actually do things in the neighborhood around the country for folks that are less fortunate. So I'm going to go and speak over at her grand opening. So that's Cubs Couch, Cubs Giving Hands, Miss Lanya Blanks.
All right.
Good stuff.
And Ursula says, I'm not shooting my shot. I am simply speaking facts. Girl, they look like some free throws to me.
They got some dates going on up in here tonight.
I'm saying it when they look like a free throw, smell like a free throw, and sound like one. That's what I'm talking.
Ursula reading those comments. Was you reading the comments from Ursula? I feel like I'm gonna shoot my shot tonight.
So Donna said, no, Shan, it's all good. Martine said certain personality traits aren't to my liking. Oh, and Lanya said thanks.
Good stuff.
Mark says a woman pays attention. I respect that, Urs. Tennis. Okay. Tennis is the game that starts and ends with love. I've been known to be Arthur Ashe from the hood. I am done. Sorry, y'all. I'm done. This is what? Y'all are not doing this to us tonight.
1026 in the building.
They played with our emotions on this whole thing months.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
I'm just saying. He says it's a game that starts and ends with love, and he's been.
Ain't that something?
I'm gonna need you to get some little sound effects together, sir. All right. Well, I don't know. You saw it here first, folks, and I mean, we can take a poll. I just want to know: am I the only one that feels like there was some shots thrown over there, some shots fired? Shots taken.
She was definitely shooting a shot. So
I'm just saying. Yeah,
She was definitely
I'm
shooting
not here
that
for
shot.
it. I am supportive of
So the
it.
question is, after that comment, I don't think Ursula's gonna be kissing frogs anymore.
She laughing. I don't know. It depends on where Mark is in his life and where she is in hers.
You know what's so funny? And I have to say this. I have to say this. As far as several of my friends, I know the frogs they've kissed, but I'll leave it to myself and I'll leave it on this side of the mic. Isn't that something?
Isn't what something?
All the frogs they've kissed. I'm very
Uh,
familiar with
and,
them.
and they could potentially just be coming right back to each other, huh?
Hmm. Isn't
I
that
don't know.
something?
Stay tuned. And they're both in the same city, right? Yeah. They're
Yeah,
both
yeah,
even better.
that's funny. That's
I,
funny.
I'm
So you
just,
never answered my question at the beginning of the show.
oh,
How many
what was it?
frogs have you kissed?
I don't know. I mean, from since,
Damn, is that many?
yeah, I mean, as far what, but see, what are we saying as kids? Like entertain, gone out with people? Like,
Okay. All right.
I mean, what do we say? Like, are you asking, is that, does kissing entail a body count? Like, I don't know. What are you asking?
Kissing, exchanging body fluids, all that good stuff.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, am I gonna go all the way back to like high school
Isn't
to
that
figure
something?
out how many people I kissed? I don't know.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
Isn't that something?
I'm trying to think. Who did I? Actually, I think I dated three people in high school. Did I date three people? One, yeah, I think I had three. I've dated three people in high school.
Okay, so you was a serial dater even in high school.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've always was. You always keep your options open.
Isn't that something?
From an early age. I'm just playing. I am just playing. That is not serial dating. I mean, my thing, yeah, it's not. That's not serial dating. And then how real are you dating in high school? I guess the only one that I'd really consider a relationship was probably I was with the same person my junior and senior year, and that was it. Yeah,
I had a couple of them on the team.
I'm sure you did, sir. Sure you did.
Mark says,
Oh, look at that. He says, Miss Charlie Angel, can you knock it off with the innuendo and implied personal thoughts? A compliment can just be genuine or genuine, excuse me. Stop being so anxious. I'm just trying to get some love going here. I just thought that was just a very gracious, overly gracious compliment. But okay, you're right. I'll leave it alone. It just seemed a little like I thought I was, hearing some net there from a shot being thrown, but that's okay.
good stuff. Martine says we'll get those and
She says some of that. No, well, she says I haven't kissed loads of guys. I was always cautious of kissing on any old mouth. Yes, I'm trying to. Yes, true. And maybe I should probably um explain that. Now everybody don't get tongue kissing now. Yeah,
isn't that
that's it. There you go. Martine says I was a smack on the lips type of girl. Yes, yes. The tongue kissing, not a whole lot of. Wow, I look back. I didn't even do a lot of tongue kissing with my husband. What does that mean?
mm,
I was married.
isn't that something?
I didn't though.
So if you tongue kiss somebody, you into them, huh?
If I'm all over
Isn't
you like that, yes.
isn't that something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mark says some of that fast tail little girls have been kissing frogs before Hank was a puppy. Who the hell is Hank?
Oh, Mark.
And who are these fast tail little girls?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God.
Sick of
That's
you tonight.
that is funny. That's funny, Mark. That's so funny. Hey, but in all seriousness, man, really appreciate you coming in. I know you're still under the weather a little bit and came in to hang with your guys. So I really appreciate you. And I love what
I
you
had
bring
to
to the
be here for 10
platform.
minutes because that's what was told. Was where my value lied on the show. Was making sure was reading the
Oh,
comments.
somebody told you? Who told you that? Well, you're very
And
appreciated here on the
I saw the suffering of our viewers. So
You're very appreciated here on the conversation. And I'll say it publicly one time. I missed you.
oh, thank you. It's nice to be missed.
Whatever. Knock it off.
Martine, you see. All right. Well, we've made it to 1 after the hour already. That hour just flew by. So,
Isn't that right?
what's coming? What is this? Today is what, Sunday? So we have Wednesday.
Let's get to the teachable moment real quick, and then we'll get out of here because Kobe
I
needs
was
to
already
walk.
I'm moving on to the next show. You're right. We didn't even get to the teachable moment. What you got?
So the teachable moment for me, man, is actually what Tammy said during our conversation and the phone call. And she says, tongue kiss yourselves first. Once that's done, kiss as many frogs until you get to daddy frog. So meaning, and I asked her to explain in detail, kiss as many frogs until you get to daddy frog. But once you tongue kiss yourself first, you'll create great discernment on which frog to kiss and not to kiss. That's a teachable moment. Tongue kiss yourself first.
I like that. I definitely agree with that. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that.
Exactly. What's your teachable moment tonight? Fast tail
I think
girl.
I would actually agree with that. It is actually that. It's that, before you can go out there and start giving yourself to others, you have to first make sure that you are whole and you are well. No different than, I always use the analogy of being on an airplane when they talk about the oxygen mask, right? It's always you give yourself the oxygen first before you can give it to anybody else.
Absolutely.
You give them the oxygen first, you could die not having any. So I think it's very important to always to make sure that you work on yourself first and get you together before you start trying to give yourself or bring anybody else into your space like that.
Exactly. And again, before we get out of here, and again, I want to congratulate Al Sal's dipping sauce.
Yes.
The launch on that was very, very, very successful.
Where's the
first
sound effect?
I can't find it. I don't know where Mark put it on the button, so I don't know where it is.
He needs your help, Mark.
So it's on one of these buttons over here. But yeah, shout out to Al Sal. Shout out to my brothers, the 3 remaining horsemen, myself, Torrance, and Alvin. We finally launched 4 Horsemen Catering, powered that sauce and axes. It's going to be in stores over in Illinois at the Family Thrift Store in October. So very excited for Alvin. So that's good stuff. I've been working real hard on that. And yes, 31 flavors. 31 flavors.
Nice.
It's going to be bottled.
So are you going to be able to just buy the sauce without the wings, or it's always going to be sold as a set? Okay.
No, you can actually buy it. Just like at the folks at 1525, they actually bought them by the gallon. So we sell them by the gallon as well. So you can have them for your parties, Super Bowl parties, whatever type of party. Like their event, it was a grand opening of a new club, a new lounge here, and we just sold them by the gallons to them. Just gave it to them. Brandon called. He was like, "Hey Trent, can I get the recipe?" I was like, "Nah, but we get that hustle on to sell that stuff by the gallon for you. Got you covered." So
all right. So let me fit before we close out. We got a last few comments on here. And Martine and when we were talking about the whole kissing thing, and I was talking about me with kissing, and she says I enjoy kissing too, and I'd like a man who's into kissing as well. Okay, we're gonna get you squared away off this. So all these viewers, we gonna get you squared away, Martine. Mark said Miss Earth is in a loving relationship. I respect that. Like Marcus and Angela said in Boomerang. # just friends. Okay, okay, and like the mama and the daddy. Leave it alone, child. Leave it alone. They'll tell you that till they blue in the face.
Ain't that something?
Mark said, thinking back in the days, the little fast tail girls were always trying to check a real one's tonsils. Should have set up a kissing booth. Okay. TMI. And this will be the last one. Martine says, I'll keep enjoying my own self until he and I look up and see each other. We'll both know. No thanks to the frogs out there. And all will be in order. No wondering or uncertainties.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. And this is a good one, man. Add to the comments what very flowing real good tonight. So now that you're back. So I'll give you that credit, and that I gotta be honest about it. So I struggle with those comments. I really do. So but you're always there to save me. I really appreciate it.
Great. I lend my eyes where possible.
Yeah, okay.
All right, and on that note, you gonna close the show out, sir?
Nah, you know I'm gonna close it out. Go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and for those that were on with us live and engaging in the chat, thank you as always. You guys are the ones that really keep the energy going here on the show, and thank you again, Tammy, for your feedback and your coaching from the comment section tonight. Ursula and Donna, y'all got some explaining to do. I'm just gonna say that. We'll come back to that another time. And on that note, we'll see everybody on Wednesday, same time, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Not sure what the topic will be, but I'm sure it'll be another.
Yeah, Coach did be back. She actually was.
Wait a minute. Wait. What? You got a topic already? You haven't said nothing to me.
No, we haven't. No.
Oh, I thought you were about to put a topic out there, and we hadn't talked about nothing.
No, we're gonna talk. We'll talk.
Oh, okay. I just
you see I'm getting better at that. I'm sharing, and
I'm just saying. You know it, and I will say it is Leo season. That is all I am going to say. So,
what that mean to me? What that mean?
On and popping, yes.
What does that mean to Gemini?
I don't care what it means to Gemini. It means it is Leo season, and I'm a Leo. So,
okay.
Whatever. I don't care what it means to a Gemini. Thank you, Mark. He says I give Vanna White a run for her money. I will take that. Whatever. I'll take that. All right. Thanks again, Martine. We'll see everyone on Wednesday. Make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel, and you can now hear us. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple. On
Apple Podcast, yeah.
Apple. I want to say iTunes, but it's Apple Podcast. So
actually, they get it on iTunes. All they can do is search it, and it's there.
Perfect. Do either one. And if you're an Apple user, we love you even more. All right. Have a great night, you guys. Be safe. Bye.
You guys be epic.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.